Harekrishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's session. Today we are celebrating the auspicious appearance of Lord Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Chaturdasi. So, on this occasion, it's our great fortune to meditate on the prayers offered by Prahlada Maharaj. The story of how Narasimha Dev appeared, all that maybe Gauranga Prabhu is going to describe after some time, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Then I'll speak it in front of the kids. But because all of you are adults, better we meditate on the prayers which are more deep. So Prahlada Maharaj offers so many prayers for empowerment to offer prayers. Even our ability to offer prayers to the Lord come from the Lord. As you know, in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Dhruva Maharaj performed tapasya. For 6 months he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. For 6 months he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And after that, Lord Vishnu appeared on the back of Garuda and gave darshan to Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva was spontaneously inspired to offer prayers to the Lord. But Dhruva was very small, 5-year-old kid. He did not have the ability to offer prayers. He did not have the maturity or knowledge or poetic abilities to compose prayers and offer to the Lord. So the Lord understood his situation. He had a desire to offer prayers, but he did not have the ability to offer prayers. When we just desire to serve the Lord in some way, although we don't have the ability, Krishna will give us that ability. So the Lord took his conch shell and touched that conch shell to Dhruva's forehead. And the entire Vedic knowledge was revealed to Dhruva Maharaj, as if there is some USB transfer going on with that conch shell. So entire Vedic knowledge was revealed to Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva could offer eloquent prayers. Similarly, Prahlada Maharaj also, at the age of 5, he offered wonderful prayers to Lord Narasimha Dev, and these prayers are very exemplary. And initially, he speaks about 5 shlokas, which are not exactly praising the Lord completely, but preparing his consciousness to offer prayers. Basically, he is seeking empowerment from the Lord to offer prayers. He is seeking the Lord's blessings and the blessings of so many Vaishnavas to offer prayers. So as you know the background, Prahlada was the 5-year-old child of Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada was sent to the school of Shanda and Amarka. It's a school of atheism where the kids were taught some non-devotional topics like how to differentiate between friends and enemies, politics, then dharmartha kama, no moksha, how to live a materialistic way of life, how to trouble innocent people, Vaishnavas, sages, Brahmanas. So this is the syllabus in the school of Shanda and Amarka. And Prahlada was sent to that school. And he was taught all kinds of materialistic subjects. But Prahlada was not at all listening to those subjects. He was not interested in those subjects. Because Prahlada was already taught by Narada Muni when he was in the womb of Mother Kayadu. So Narada Muni empowered Prahlada Maharaj. He blessed Prahlada Maharaj with deep devotion for the Lord even before his birth. So Prahlada became a pure devotee. He was a born devotee. Then Hiranyakashipu was not comfortable to see Prahlada manifesting so much of pure devotion, and he tried to kill Prahlada in 100 different ways, and he failed. Hiranyakashipu felt Prahlada is like a dog's tail. Dog's tail, although you try to straighten this dog's tail in 100 different ways, dog's tail is always curved only. So Prahlada is like that. Although I am trying to influence him to give up his devotion to the Lord, but this boy is not giving up his devotion. He's not dying also. Maybe because of him I will die one day. He was thinking like that. So this conflict between the father and this 5-year-old son continued for a long, long, long time. Actually, not long time, short time. So, and one day, Hiranyakashipu confronted Prahlad. You are praising your Lord so much. Where is he? Where does he stay? I am trying to threaten you and even kill you. You are completely fearless. On whose strength are you so fearless? Tell me. Then Prahlad said, my dear father, the source of my strength is the source of your strength also. It's a big blow on the ego of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful, but Hiranyakashipu was being told by his 5-year-old son that the source of your strength is Lord Vishnu. The source of my strength is Vishnu. The source of your strength is also Lord Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu was always trying to kill Lord Vishnu. He had so much of bitter feelings and revengeful attitude towards Lord Vishnu because the Lord has taken the form of Varahadev and killed his brother Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyakashipu always hated the Supreme Lord, and here is little 5-year-old child Prahlad saying that Vishnu is the source of your strength also. That's a big blow on the ego of Hiranyakashipu. He couldn't take it. He said, you are praising your Lord so much. Where does your Lord stay? Tell me. Prahlad says, my Lord is everywhere. Is he there in this pillar? If he is there in this pillar, then let me break this pillar and let me see whether he will come and kill and protect you. So Hiranyakashipu with his fist broke the pillar in his assembly hall, and there was a tumultuous sound, and Lord Narasimha manifested. Satyam vidhatum nija bhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshvakhileshu chatmanah adrishyatatyat bhutaruphamudvahan stambhe sabhayam namrgam namanusham satyam vidhatum nija bhritya bhashitam. Just to make the words of his little devotee Prahlad true, the Lord appeared from the assembly hall, from the pillar in the assembly hall of Hiranyakashipu's palace, and stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. He appeared in a form that is neither human being nor an animal. It's a combination of both. Na mrigam na manusham. There are so many beautiful perspectives of this shloka, but we will move ahead. So after the Lord appeared, he fought with Hiranyakashipu for a brief period of time, till evening time, till sunset. And then the Lord kept Hiranyakashipu on his lap and ripped apart his abdomen, his chest, and pulled out his intestines and wore a garland of intestines. Right? Did you ever see any form of the Lord wearing a garland of intestines? We only see the different forms of the Lord wearing beautiful flower garlands. Morning, did you take darshan of Vrindavan Bihari or Madan Mohan? They were wearing beautiful garlands of forest flowers, tulasi leaves. But here is Narasimha Dev wearing the garland of Hiranyakashipu's intestines. He was so ferocious. After killing Hiranyakashipu, without compromising on any benedictions given by Lord Brahma to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha Dev went and sat on Hiranyakashipu's throne. Hiranyakashipu received some benedictions from Brahma. He cannot be killed inside a home or outside a home. He cannot be killed on the land or in the sky. He cannot be killed during the daytime or during the night time. He cannot be killed by a man or a human being or an animal. He cannot be killed by any living being that is within the creation of Lord Brahma, who is the supreme creator in this universe. Without compromising any of these protocols or policies or rules or regulations set by Brahma's boons to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha Dev expertly manifested himself as a combination of a lion and a human, and he killed Hiranyakashipu. Not inside the home, not outside the home, at the entrance, at the doorstep. Not in the sky, not on the land, on his lap. Not during the daytime or in the night time, but at the Sandhya time, at the evening time, sunset time. So the Lord need not follow the protocol set by Brahma's boons. If the Lord wanted to kill Hiranyakashipu in a human form or in a lion form during the daytime or during the night time or in the sky or on the land, he could have done it very easily and effortlessly. Brahma's boons cannot bind Lord Vishnu. In fact, Brahma is born from Lord Vishnu. How can Brahma's promise to some demon restrict Lord Vishnu in killing him or punishing him? But still, the Lord honors, the Lord respects the autonomy of his subordinates. The Lord honored the boons of Brahma. And without compromising on the boons, the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu. Because the Lord was thinking that if I don't value the boons given by Lord Brahma to Hiranyakashipu, in future people may not trust him. People may not give him any value. Oh, Brahma's words have no value. He keeps giving boons, the boons are never fruitful. Anybody can violate those boons and still kill those people who are blessed by Brahma. People may think like that. Brahma should not be defamed like this. Although the Lord feels that Brahma has done a mistake in giving such powerful boons to Hiranyakashipu, the Lord still acknowledged those boons and killed Hiranyakashipu without compromising on those boons. This is how the Supreme Lord Vishnu respects the autonomy of his subordinates like Brahma and other devatas. And after killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha went and sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu. You may ask, Hiranyakashipu is a demon. How can the Supreme Lord use the throne or sit on a throne which is used by a demon? Please understand. Prabhupada writes in the purport. A devotee is fortunate in all circumstances. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were devotees of the Lord. Although they were acting as demons, in the past life they were Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. They descended on this planet in the form of demons to serve the Lord by hating the Lord. How can hating be service? The answer is simple. We have some desires, the Lord also has desires. In fact, because the Lord has desires, we have some desires. The Lord also has so many desires. One of those desires is to fight. He also wants to experience that fighting pleasure. So if the Lord in Vaikuntha fights with some of his Vaikuntha Vasis, Vishnu Dutas, it doesn't look good, right, in the spiritual world. Therefore, whenever the Lord wants to experience some fighting pleasure, he descends from the Vaikuntha to this material world. But in this material world, on this earth planet, there is no one who can offer sufficient fighting pleasure to Lord Vishnu. Who has the capacity to fight with Lord Vishnu? Nobody had the capacity. Therefore, the Lord brings his own devotees from the spiritual world to this material world. The devotees will take the form of demons, and the demons will fight with the Lord who appeared in some incarnation, and the Lord experienced fighting pleasure, and the devotees serve the Lord by offering him fighting pleasure. That's a pastime. Match fixing. So that's how Jaya and Vijaya took birth as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And although Hiranyakashipu acted like a tyrannic ruler or a demon, still he was a devotee called Jaya, the doorkeeper of Vaikuntha. So the Lord wanted to prove that my devotee is fortunate in all circumstances. Even if my devotee happens to take the form of a demon, still I bless him. My killing is also blessing. By killing, the Lord liberated Hiranyakashipu, and also the Lord went and sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu, used by Hiranyakashipu, right? So, without Hiranyakashipu offering it. Even if we don't offer, the Lord will take. And after sitting, before that also, when the Lord was killing Hiranyakashipu, he not only ripped apart his abdomen and pulled out the intestines and wore it as a garland, he also ripped apart his chest and pulled out his heart. So he pulled out his heart and then started examining this heart. This heart is my seat. The Lord is supposed to sit in our hearts. How can a demon like Hiranyakashipu allow envy, pride, lust, greed to sit there? This is my seat. The Lord examined his heart. Oh, this is my place. This is my seat. And he allowed all kinds of negative qualities and anarthas to sit there, which is my throne. The Lord just threw that heart. And then he went and sat on Hiranyakashipu's throne. somehow the Lord is still maintaining that mode of anger. He manifested anger to kill to protect his devotee by killing the demon, Hiranyakashipu. Now the demon is killed, the Lord can become peaceful, right? But still the Lord is roaring with the mouth of a lion. And so many devatas assembled there, they offered prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, please be pacified, please be satisfied. May you become pleasant and calm and cool and composed and approachable. But the Lord is not giving up his anger. He sat there, manifesting divine anger. He was so upset that Hiranyakashipu troubled his little devotee Prahlada. He was so angry that even after killing Hiranyakashipu, he is maintaining that mode of anger. And even after so many devatas and siddhas and yakshas, kinnaras, kimpurshas, charanas, rishis, Vishnu Parshadas, Brahma, Shiva, Narada, sages, Maharshis, Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, all these people offered prayers to Narasimha Dev. But he was not giving up his anger. He was not pacified. He was still roaring. Then Brahma came to Prahlada Maharaj. Actually, even before Brahma came to Prahlada Maharaj, some devatas approached Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi, can you please go and pacify your husband? Your husband somehow manifested this inconceivable form of Narasimha Dev and is still maintaining his mood of anger. So I think when wife goes to the husband, husband will be little pacified. Can you please go and pacify him? Control his anger, make him little more peaceful and approachable. Lakshmi Devi said, I have never seen my husband in such a ferocious form. She became scared. She became astonished. I cannot approach him. I don't have the ability to approach him. Actually, Lakshmi Devi has seen the form of Narasimha Dev before also. That was not the beginning of the form of Narasimha Dev. The Lord appeared from that pillar. That was not the beginning of the form of Narasimha Dev. Lord Narasimha Dev is an eternal form. Lord Ramachandra, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha, Rama, Parashurama, all these forms of the Lord are eternal forms and they have their eternal planets in the spiritual world. But Lakshmi Devi says that, no, I cannot approach my husband now. He is not approachable. He doesn't look very approachable. So I will not approach. Actually, Prabhupada writes that by the influence of Leela Shakti, the Lord has so many Shaktis. One Shakti is called Leela Shakti. In English, it is called pastime potency, or that potency or that energy of the Lord that facilitates the Lord's pastimes. So, this pastime potency or Leela Shakti of the Lord influenced Lakshmi Devi to say like that. Although Lakshmi Devi has seen the form of Narasimha Dev so many times in the past, but still, by the influence of Leela Shakti, to create a mood of Ashcharya, Adbhuta Rasa, or a mood of astonishment everywhere, she appeared very scared. Then Lord Brahma approached Prahlada Maharaj. So far, whatever I spoke is a small introduction only. From here the class begins. Lord Brahma approached Prahlada Maharaj and said, my dear Prahlada, the Lord has appeared for you. The Lord has appeared to protect you. Just to protect one 5-year-old child devotee, the Lord took a new form, avatar, Narasimha avatar. So you can go and pacify the Lord. He will be pleased with your prayers. You're a small child also. Try, go. So Prahlada Maharaj felt himself so unqualified. Do I have the ability to go and offer prayers to the Lord? Especially when great devatas failed, Lakshmi Devi failed, great rishis failed, siddhas and all these celestial heavenly denizens failed, who am I to go and offer prayers to the Lord? Will the Lord listen to me? I'm a 5-year-old kid. Not possible. But still, Prahlada confidently went. Confidently approached Lord Narasimha Dev, folded his hands and started offering prayers. The first prayer of Prahlada, he said. Very beautiful prayer. Brahmadaya suragana munayotha siddha sattvaikata nagatayo vachasam pravahaihi. Now, he says, Brahmadaya suragana. Brahmadaya means the devatas headed by Lord Brahma. Suragana means all the devatas. Brahmadaya Suragana Munayotha Siddha. Great Munis also offered prayers. Brahma offered prayers. All the devatas offered prayers. Great Munis means sages offered prayers. Suragana Munayotha Siddha. Siddhas means perfected beings from the upper planets. They came and offered prayers. Brahmadaya Suragana Munayotha Siddha. Sattvaikatanagatayo vachasam pravahaihi. And what is the qualification of all these perfected beings and sages and devatas? Sattvaikatanagatayo, they are in mode of goodness, they are in sattvaguna. But I am not in sattvaguna. I am born in a demonic dynasty. Prahlada says that I am born as a demon, I don't have sattvaguna. Demons are generally in rajoguna and tamogun, mode of passion and ignorance. But these perfected beings, celestial beings, they are in sattvaguna, but still they could not offer prayers. They could not please you. They could not satisfy you. How can I satisfy you? Sattvaikatanagatayo. Second point is vachasam pravahaihi. Vachasam means their words. Pravaha means like a flow, like a stream. Vachasam pravahaihi means their words are their prayers are coming like a stream of nectar. Means they are very eloquent. Sometimes when we speak not so eloquently. We may get stuck sometimes. We may search for words. English is not our mother tongue. So, when we try to speak English, we search for words, right? And if you're not accustomed to speak a certain language, or even if it's your mother tongue, sometimes people may not be so familiar with the very refined vocabulary. Their speech may not be so eloquent or so pleasant. They may not use the right kind of words. They keep searching for words. That's the condition of a typical human being. But the sages and the devatas and celestial beings who offered prayers to Narasimha Dev, they were very eloquent. Vachasam pravahaihi. Their words are just flowing like a stream of nectar. They were not getting stuck. They are not saying like that. It's just coming without any obstructions, without any hindrances. Their speech is not like our speech. But when some small kids speak, 5-year-old kids speak, they may not be so eloquent. They may be sweet. Their speech may be very sweet, although many times it may not be very practical. Yesterday we have seen so many kids were speaking, 5-6-year-old kids. But Prahlada Maharaj says that I am coming from demoniac dynasty, therefore I am in mode of passion and ignorance, I don't have sattvaguna. Second, I am a 5-year-old child, therefore I don't have eloquence. I cannot speak so eloquently. I cannot compose prayers the way these great siddhas have composed. So if they have failed to offer you prayers and pacify you, who am I? How can I even attempt? Brahmadaya suragana munayotha siddha sattvaikatanagatayo vachasam pravahaihi naradhitum puruganair adhuna pipipru kim toshtumarhati same harirugrajatehe kim toshtumarhasi. How am I qualified to satisfy you with my prayers? Harir Ugrajate, oh Lord, Hari, I am coming from Ugrajati. Ugrajati means a demoniac dynasty. Actually, when 10 people failed to perform an activity, 100 people failed to do some task, and when the in charge comes to you and says, all these people failed, you are the only qualified person to do it. I am fully confident about you. The very fact that they have approached you will make you proud. Whether you do it or not, they approached you, they considered you qualified, they considered you capable of doing that activity, therefore you generally feel proud. Do you feel proud like that sometimes? Prabhu, usko isse nahi ho paya. They could not do. You are my only hope. Right? Nastyeva gitaranyatha. There is no one else other than you who has the capacity to do this task. I am completely dependent on you. I am banking on you. Please protect me. So, whether you do it or not, whether you have the ability to do it or not, the very fact that they have approached you for the task will make you little self-absorbed, or you may feel little proud. But Prahlada Maharaj had absolutely no pride. He went in front of Narasimha Dev and he said that when they failed, who am I to even please you? I don't have the ability to please you. But by saying this, Prahlad Maharaj is also establishing the fact that Sattvaguna cannot please the Lord. Eloquent praises cannot please the Lord. He said, Sattvaikata nagatayo vachasam pravahaihi. Your Sattvaguna, you may be in Sattvaguna, that's great. Don't think that you can please the Lord with your cleanliness, your knowledge, your happiness, your wisdom, your experience, your discipline. All these are aspects of Sattvaguna, but they will not please the Lord. You may be very eloquent, you may be using choicest words, you may not be searching for words, you can compose poetry nicely, you have great vocabulary, you know multiple languages, you're an eloquent speaker, you can mesmerize the audience, but don't think that the Lord will be pleased with your skills, speaking skills. Right? Then what will please the Lord? Then Prahlad Maharaj, after saying that, after establishing that Sattvaguna and eloquence cannot please the Lord, he speaks 12 more qualifications that cannot please the Lord. Then he establishes what exactly pleases the Lord. The next shloka he says, Manye dhana bhijana rupa tapashritaujah tejaha prabhava bala paurusha buddhi yogaha naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Manye, Prahlad says, I consider that dhana, wealth cannot please you. Abhijana, so many followers cannot please you. You may have 1 million or 10 million followers on the social media. Don't think that you are the dearest devotee of the Lord. Why? I have 2 million followers. Therefore, the Lord, I am very dear to the Lord. It doesn't work like that. Dhana, I have $1 billion in my bank account. Can you be considered very close to the Lord? No. Dhana, useless. Abhijana, useless. Manye dhana abhijana rupa. You may be very, very beautiful. You have a very fair skin, or all the limbs of the body in appropriate proportions. Very handsome. And a handsome man is just walking and so many people look at him attracted. But will that attract the Lord? Materialistic people may get attracted to the material beauty of the material body, but it has no relevance to the Lord. It's matter, it's skin. So this flesh and bones and blood and urine and stool and mucus and bile and nerves and hairs, they are packed in a very shining skin, a bag of skin. And that seems little bright, shining. But that will not please the Lord. That may impress common people in this world. That may impress college students or other people, young youth and all. They may get attracted to each other just by seeing the external beauty, physical beauty, but that has no relevance in spiritual life. Manye dhana bhijana rupa tapashritaujah. Dhana, wealth cannot please. Prahlad Maharaj is not a wealthy man. He's a 5-year-old child. His father is very wealthy. His father had so much wealth. Abhijana, followers. Prahlad had no followers. He did not have an Instagram account only. He did not have YouTube channel only. But Hiranyakashipu had so many followers. These followers are fake followers. They are not genuine followers. Hiranyakashipu forced them to follow him. He forced all the devatas to follow him, to follow his instructions, to be obedient to him, to offer obeisances to him, to praise him. Right? He forced all the brahmanas and sages and different people in all planetary systems. He forced them. Nobody followed him out of love and affection. But Prahlad is not known to so many people. He's a 5-year-old boy. Yeah, somehow he tried to make some followers in the form of his classmates. But immediately, Shanda and Amarka came and said, hey, Prahlad is increasing his followers. Let's stop him. Right? So they stopped his classes and they brought him to Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu started, confronting him, and then he broke the pillar. You know what happened later. But point is, compared to Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad did not have dhana or abhijana. He did not have money, he did not have followers. Manye dhana abhijana rupa tapashritaujah. Next point is tapa. Tapasya means austerity. Hiranyakashipu has done so many austerities. But how many austerities Prahlad has done? 5-year-old child. No austerity. He never went to the forest. He never went to this Mandara mountain. He never stood on his toes. He never raised his hands like this and looking upward, and then he never had ant hills around him. right? Hiranyakashipu did so much austerity. There were anthills around Hiranyakashipu, and also half of Hiranyakashipu's body was eaten up by termites, ants, and insects. Only rib cage was visible. And Brahma came there and he took some water in his kamandalu and then splashed it on Hiranyakashipu, and somehow Hiranyakashipu's body regained his beauty and strength. But Prahlad did not have all this. He never did any austerity. 5-year-old child. He never went to any forest. Manye dhana bhijana rupa tapashrutauja. Shruta, education. Hiranyakashipu is quite experienced and learned. He gave a big seminar on the permanence of the soul and temporary nature of the body to all his relatives when his brother Hiranyaksha died. But Prahlad did not have so much of education. Of course, he had spiritual education from Narada Muni, right? So in fact, Prahlad is more learned than Hiranyakashipu, but as far as Prahlad's age is concerned, he did not study as much as Hiranyakashipu studied, in one sense, right? So, but Prahlad Maharaj heard from Narada Muni, and he became enlightened even before his birth. That's a different kind of shruta, different kind of education. So, experience-wise, physical strength, austerity, wealth, power, influence, position, privileges, from all perspectives, Hiranyakashipu stands above Prahlad. Prahlad is a 5-year-old boy. But from devotion perspective, Prahlad is much, much higher. Therefore, Prahlad says, Dhana, Abhijana, Rupa, Tapa, Shruta, Oja, Teja, Prabhava, Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga. In these 12 qualifications, material qualifications are neither qualifications nor disqualifications to connect with the Lord. The Lord is not impressed with all these 12 qualifications, are the 2 qualifications that Prahlad spoke in the past shloka, that is Sattva Guna and what is the other one? Eloquence. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayutha paya. Only bhakti can completely please the Lord. Now the next question is, Prahlad very nicely established, Oh Lord, I am not qualified to offer prayers to you. I am not so eloquent. I don't have all these qualifications. But bhakti pleases you. But Prahlad has bhakti. Is he claiming that I have bhakti, although I don't have tapa, shruta, oja, teja, I don't have eloquence, sattva ekata nagatayo, I don't have vachasam pravahahi. Although Prahlad Maharaj claimed that he did not have all these qualifications and established that those qualifications are not required to please the Lord, only bhakti is required to please the Lord. Is it that Prahlad is claiming that he has some devotion for the Lord, bhakti for the Lord? In one sense, yes. How? He received some inspiration in bhakti from his Guru Narada Muni. And Prahlad says, by the blessings of my Guru, my spiritual master Narada Muni, I have some little devotion. He did not claim that he had devotion out of his pride or arrogance. He was claiming that he had some little devotion by the grace, by the blessings of his Guru Narada Muni. That is his humility. I have some little devotion. With that, let me try. Then he speaks so many other prayers. He says that, O Lord, okay, let me speak this shloka also. Viprad vishadguna yutat aravinda nabha pada aravinda vimukhat swapacham varishtham manye tadarpita mano vachane hitartha pranam punati sakulam natu bhuri manah. A Vipra, a great Brahmana who has all kinds of great qualities, cannot please the Lord. On the other hand, a Chandala, one who is born in the family of dog eaters, also can please the Lord if he has devotion. He can purify not only himself, he can purify his entire dynasty. That is the power of devotion to the Lord. But I don't have that devotion. Prahlad Maharaj had that little devotion by the blessings of Narada Muni. Then he says, my dear Lord, this is one thing. Because of the blessings of my Guru Narada Muni, I can come and attempt to offer you prayers. Second point is, when we offer prayers, it's not that we are benefiting you. अरे बहुत गुस्सा हो गया, go and pacify him. Sometimes when somebody is very angry, if you go and pacify him, you are benefiting the person. Here also, Narasimha Dev is very angry. Brahma said, Prahlada, go and pacify him. It's not that Prahlada is benefiting Narasimha Dev. Prahlada is very convinced that when we offer prayers to you, we are not benefiting you, O Lord. I am benefiting myself. When we offer prayers, we benefit ourselves. We don't benefit others. We don't benefit the Lord. The Lord doesn't need anything. He is already self-satisfied. He doesn't need anything beyond himself for his satisfaction. So, the Lord is not dependent on someone's prayers to calm down, to cool down, to become peaceful. No, not at all. The Lord is always peaceful. He is Vishuddha Sattva Vigraha. He had no tinge of envy or pride or anger, etc. But the Lord manifested anger in this pastime just to express his love for the Lord. That anger of the Lord is a display of the Lord's affection for his devotee. It's not an anger which is product of mode of passion. In this material world, kama yesha krodha yesha rajo guna samudbhavaha. Kama yesha krodha yesha. This lust and anger are products of rajoguna. Rajoguna is mode of passion. Kama yesha krodha yesha rajo guna samudbhavaha. Mahashano mahapapma vidhyena ihavairidam. These are greatest enemies. Lust and anger are greatest enemies of people in this world. They are products of Rajoguna. But when the Lord exhibits that anger, it's not a product of Rajoguna because he's Gunatita. He's beyond all the material modes. How can the Lord exhibit anger which is a product of Rajoguna? Not at all. However, the Lord exhibits anger, it's transcendental anger, he exhibited out of his genuine affection for his devotee. And here is Prahlada Maharaj saying that, oh Lord, you don't have to maintain this angry mood now. You can just calm down. So anyways, that will come later. But here Prahlada says, when I offer prayers to you, I am benefiting myself. I am not benefiting you. And next point he says, my dear Lord, I am convinced that I am not qualified to offer you prayers. I have no qualification to offer you prayers, but still, your mercy is greater than all my disqualifications. Very, very important point. We may feel incapable of doing some services. We may feel very inefficient or we lack certain skills or talents or resources or whatever is required to serve the Lord. But please understand that although we are unqualified or disqualified in 100 different ways, Krishna's mercy is greater than all our disqualifications. Although we are incapable, Krishna will give us the capacity. Yes, I will make him capable. Just like Dhruva Maharaj was not capable of offering prayers. The Lord touched his conch shell to Dhruva's forehead and made him capable. Similarly, Prahlada Maharaj is saying that although I am not capable, O Lord, you can make me capable. You can empower me. By your blessings, by your mercy, by your grace, I will definitely be able to offer you prayers according to the request of Brahma. So let me start, he says. So Prahlada Maharaj, first he says, O Lord, you are so fearsome. You look so frightening. But I am not fearful at all. Naham bibhemya jitateti bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabhasogradam strat antrasrajaha kshata jakeshara shankhukarnan nirhata bhita digibhad aribhinna khagrat. He says, Naham bibhemi, my dear Lord, I am not at all fearful. Ajitate ati bhayanakasya. Oh Ajita, oh unconquerable Lord, your form is ati bhayanakasya. Your form is extremely fearsome. Jihva, your tongue is very fearsome. Arkanetra, your eyes are like shining suns. When millions of suns rise together and they're shining in the sky in the midday, you just cannot see them. You can't see one sun also. But Narasimha Dev's eyes are like millions of suns put together. Jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabhasogra damstrat. Your jihva, your tongue, netra, your eyes, bhrukuti, your eyebrows, rabhasogra damstrat, your teeth, your bloody mane, antrasajaha, your garland of intestines, kshatajake shankhu karna, and your wedge-like ears. All these are very, very fearsome, very, very frightening. And all the devatas are frightened. All the sages are frightened. They are unable to approach you. But I am not at all afraid. Naham bibhemi. Naham bibhemi ajitate ati bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabhasogratam strat. Then he says that nirhata bhita digibhat aribhinna khagrat. Means even the great elephants that are balancing the bhumandala on different sides, they also become fearful just by your roar. But I am not fearful. 5-year-old child saying, I am not fearful at all. Now, Prahlada Maharaj, when he expresses that I am not fearful, he is demonstrating the quality of a devotee. For example, Professor adds in this purport, an elephant, when it comes to a river, because of the waves of the river, the elephant may even drown in the river. But a fish can even swim upstream in that river. What is the comparison between a fish and an elephant? Fish is so small and tiny and insignificant. And elephant is so huge, so strong. Elephant can crush, 100 fishes under its feet. But in the water, a fish is more powerful than an elephant. A fish can survive, elephant cannot survive. What is the difference? The difference is that the fish has taken shelter of the water, but the elephant has not taken shelter of the water. Similarly, we may be so powerful materially, if we have not taken shelter of the Lord, then our power is not of much use. The best comparison is right there in the story itself. Prahlada is like very small, 5-year-old boy, like a fish. Hiranyakashipu is such an experienced demon, very powerful demon who can control sun and moon and all the devatas, and he can occupy heavenly planets, and he can rule the entire universe. Such a powerful demon. He's like an elephant, or maybe combination of hundreds and thousands of elephants. But the Lord has killed Hiranyakashipu and protected Prahlada Maharaj. That's the power of devotion. Even though we are not qualified, we are very weak in 100 different ways, still, if we have devotion towards the Lord, that power of devotion will make us more powerful than the most powerful materialist. So we need to develop that strength of devotion. Right? Therefore, seeing Narasimha Dev, so many experienced demons equipped with weapons, they were fearful. But 5-year-old child, he was happy, blissful. Oh, my Lord has come. Right? That's the power of devotion. One of the most important qualities of a devotee is fearlessness. Abhayam sattva samshuddhi. Abhayam means fearlessness. When we have complete faith in the Lord's protection, we will not be fearful of any material circumstances. We cannot change the material circumstances. They will continue their course of action. But if we have devotion for the Lord, we will not be affected, we will not be overwhelmed with those material circumstances. Right? Even the misery appears like deep mercy when we have devotion for the Lord. It's bhakti that gives us fearlessness. Then Prahlada Maharaj says, my dear Lord, I am not fearful of your form, your ferocious form. All the entire universe and the universal celebrities and devatas are fearful of this form, but I am not fearful. Naham bibhemi. But I am fearful of something else. Trastosmyaham kripadavatsala dussahogra samsara chakra grasanad samsara chakra kadanad grasatam pranitah baddhasva karma bhirushattamate nghrimulam Pritopavarga sharanam hoyase kadanu. Prahlada says, although I am not fearful of your ferocious form, O Narasimha Dev, I am extremely fearful of this samsara chakra, this cycle of birth and death, this material world which is filled with so many temptations and allurements and different kinds of distractions and disturbances, this samsara chakra is making me extremely fearful. Please protect me, my dear Lord. And not only that, I am caught up in this samsara chakra, in this material world, I am born in a demoniac dynasty. My friends or my associates are demons, right? How can I be peaceful here? I am very scared of demoniac association. I am very scared of this samsara chakra, material existence and the Maya's temptations and allurements. I am fearful of that. I am not fearful of your form. Your form is giving me confidence. But this one is scaring me. Right? However powerful a devotee may be, however absorbed one may be in one's devotion for the Lord, we should always have a healthy fear of Maya. Maya can attack us in any way. For example, in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a devotee named Bharat Maharaj. This Bharat Maharaj had no lust, had no envy, had no greed, had no pride, had no bad qualities. But he had one good quality, or many good qualities. One of those good qualities is his compassion. He became very compassionate on a motherless deer once, and he brought the deer to his ashram. He started caring for the deer. That's great, wonderful, it's compassion. But Maya attacked Bharat through that compassionate spirit. What happened? Bharat Maharaj, he became so careful about the deer and he started neglecting his sadhana. He forgot chanting harekrishna. He completely ignored all his spiritual practices and constantly thinking about the deer. From Krishna consciousness, he became deer consciousness. He came to deer consciousness. Then he had to take birth as a deer in the next life. And Bharat is not a struggling sadhaka who is dozing off in japa like all of us, like many of us. Bharat is a very exalted devotee who came to Bhava platform. He developed this deep emotional bonding to Krishna, but still from that platform also, he became an animal in the next life because of distraction. Maya is very powerful. When we are inattentive in our sadhana, when we are not sufficiently fearful of Maya, when we don't have that healthy fear of this illusory energy of the Lord, although you go to great and great heights of bhakti, from there one can fall down, one can get distracted. That's the power of Maya. We should never underestimate Maya. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Daivi hesha gunabayi baba maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metam tarantiti. My Maya is extremely powerful, but if you take my shelter sincerely, then you will not be affected by Maya. But are we taking shelter of the Lord sincerely? Here is Prahlada Maharaj taking shelter of the Lord sincerely. He's seeking the empowerment of the Lord. He's wanting his shelter. My dear Lord, I am under your shelter. I am fearful of this Maya. Please protect me. You are the only protector. No one else can protect like you. He says, Balasya deha sharanau pitarau nrisimha nartasya chagadamudanvati majjato nauh taptasya tat pratividhiryai hanjaseshtaha tavad vibhotanubhritam tvadupekshitanam. He says, Balasya deha sharanau pitarau nrisimha. For a small child, parents are not the shelter. Yes, parents, of course, are the shelter for the parents, but when the child has some deadly disease or meets some fierce accident, all the parents' love for the child, care for the child, parents may not be able to protect the child. Right? Only the Supreme Parent, Krishna, can protect the child. And here is Prahlada speaking with full realization. My father tried to kill me. My father is not my protector. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlada in 100 different ways. Prahlada says, Balasya neha sharanau pitarau nrisimha. My Pita is not my Sharan. My Pita desired my Maran. He did not give me Sharan. Right? Maran means death. He wanted my death. He did not give me shelter. And this is not true in the case of many other kids. Their parents actually desire their welfare. They protect the children. They give shelter to the children. Parents are not like Hiranyakashipu, generally speaking. But still, all the parents have so much of love and affection for the children. How long can they protect? How much can they protect? When the child encounters some great danger, parents become totally incapable. We can't see. We can't do anything to protect our child. Child is not studying. Father may be scholar, but the child is a duller. That does not mean child will become scholar one day. Yes, there is a possibility, but it's not necessary that the child becomes scholar. So, parents' ability to give shelter to the children is very limited. Prahlad says, Balasya neha sharanau pitarau nrasimha. Second, nartasya chagadamudanvati majjatonau. Na artasya chagadamudanvati means, for someone who is sick, an effective medicine is not shelter. For someone who is sick, an experienced physician, doctor is not the shelter. Isn't it? Many times deaths happen in the hospital only. They have access to all medicines. They have money to pay bills. They have exposure to the expert doctors, expert physicians. Still, in the presence of those doctors, in the presence of those medicines, in the presence of so many family members, with so much money, people die. Right? So medicine cannot protect a dying person. Third point, a boat cannot protect a drowning man. Many people drown in the ocean while traveling in the boats only, right? Right? So while traveling in the boats, sometimes the boat may be very strong, but what to do? Sometimes the boat may drown. There may be storm, there may be some whirlpool, there may be volcano, there may be iceberg, there can be so many things, and people will die while traveling in a very strong boat, best boat. They can die. So, boat is not the shelter to a drowning man. Medicine is not shelter to a patient, and parents cannot give sufficient shelter to the parents. Oh Lord, Narasimha Dev, you are the only shelter. You are the only shelter. This is the prayer. So after seeking empowerment from the Lord, after praising the Lord and seeking His shelter, Prahlad Maharaj also offered some prayers for peace, for others. To cut the long story short, Prahlad Maharaj offers so many prayers. In the 7th canto, 9th chapter, Prahlad's prayers begin from the 8th shloka. They go all the way up to 50th shloka. I think 50th shloka. 43 prayers he offered. I spoke only 4 or 5. But I'll directly go to 43rd shloka. He says, Naivo dvije paraduratya vaitaranya tvadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta sochetato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimudhan. He says, Naivo dvije paraduratya vaitaranya. My dear Lord, I am not fearful. Earlier he said I am fearful of samsara, but now he is saying something else. He says, I am not fearful of samsara also. Now, a devotee offers prayers in different moods. Sometimes a prayer comes out of the deep humility, humble mood of a devotee, and sometimes prayer can come out of deep compassion of a devotee. Earlier in his great humility, he said, I am fearful of this samsara. But now he says, my dear Lord, although I am fearful of samsara, I have actually no fear of samsara because I have your shelter. He says, Naivo dvije paraduratye vaitaranya tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chittaha. Because my mind is constantly immersed in your sweet nectarian narrations of your pastimes, I have no fear of this material world. I have no pain. I have no anxiety. But still I have some anxiety. What is that some anxiety? What is that little anxiety he has? I am anxious about these conditioned souls. These materialistic people, Maya Sukhaya Bharamudvahato Vimudhan, they are fools. They are carrying the burden of material happiness on their shoulders. Maya Sukhaya Bharam means they are carrying burden. Bharamudvahato Vimudhan, they are foolish people. They are thinking that this sense gratification, enjoyment on a sensual plane will keep them happy. That will not keep them happy. That will make them miserable. They are not understanding that. He says, Sochetato vimukha chetasa indriyarthaha. Vimukha chetasa means these people have turned their consciousness away from you. They have become vimukha. We are supposed to be Krishnonmukha, but these people became Krishna Vimukha. Vimukha Daiva. So they have turned their faces away from Krishna, means they have given up the path of bhakti, and they are carrying the burden of material happiness in the form of sense enjoyment. Indriyartha, for the purpose of enjoying sense objects, they have given up their absorption in bhakti. I am lamenting for them. I am concerned about them. Right? This is the concern of Prahlada Maharaj. I am very much concerned about them. And this same Prahlada Maharaj, he offers another prayer in the 5th canto Bhagavatam. He says, Swastyastu vishwasya khalaha prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani mitah shivam dhiya. Shivaha mitham dhiya. I forgot. Then he says, Swastyastu vishwasya khalaha prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivaha mitho dhiya. Manascha bhadram bhajata dadhokshaje aveshatam no matirapya haituki. He says, Swastyastu vishwasya khalaha prasitatam. Khala means villains, envious people who trouble others for no reason. Swastyastu. Let there be auspiciousness for them. Let them be peaceful. Let them be pacified. He is praying for the peace in the mind of all these demons. Swastyastu vishwasya khalaha prasitatam. Let them be pacified. Let them become peaceful. In this material world, there are so many people who create unnecessary agitation for multiple reasons. They go and kill innocent people. They invite wars and conflicts. They go and pinch a sleeping person. They go and loot and beat and cheat innocent people. It's unnecessary. Because there is envy in the heart. There is so much of envy and pride and self-centeredness and self-absorption and self-infatuation in them. Therefore, they can't tolerate peace. They want to make people into pieces. Right? So, Prahlada is saying, let them become peaceful. Swastyastu vishwasya khalaha prasidatam. Let them become peaceful. Khala, all these villains, all these tyrannic people, demoniac people, materialistic people, atheistic people, let them be peaceful, let them be pacified. Dhyayantu bhutani shivaha mithodya. Let them meditate on the welfare of common people. Shivam means auspiciousness. Let them desire auspiciousness for others. Let them become genuine well-wishers of others. Let them not desire others' pains or problems or failures. Let them genuinely desire the welfare of others. Let them become genuine well-wishers. This is his prayer. And how can they become well-wishers? How can we become genuine well-wishers of other people? Only when we have devotion for the Lord. When we don't have devotion for the Lord, we cannot become well-wishers of others. We wish their pain. We wish their problems. We desire that they should die or they should fail, they should be defeated, they should lose their power and property. People out of envy, they want to harm others, or at least they desire harm for others. But Prahlada is saying that let all such villains people, let the villains and materialistic people, let them desire welfare of others. Let them become non-envious. And how will that happen? Only by developing genuine devotion. Manasya bhadram bhajata adhokshaje. In their manas, in their mind, if they do bhajan of adhokshaja, if they worship Lord Adhokshaja, if they meditate on Lord Adhokshaja, then ahituki bhakti, when they perform unmotivated and uninterrupted and selfless bhakti, then they will become genuine well-wishers of others. There are 3 levels of non-envy. We are concluding with this point. First is, you are not envious of another person. They are flourishing and you are happy. You are not uncomfortable. You are not envying them. Right? That is the first level of non-envy. Second level of non-envy is, you go and assist them in their endeavors. First is, you are not envying them when they are flourishing, when they are happy. Second is, you go and assist them, help them in becoming successful. Instead of feeling insecurity in your heart, instead of feeling envious in your heart when others are flourishing, you just go and help them. Right? That is second level of non-envy. Become their well-wisher. Third is, Prabhupada says, to strive to establish a non-envious society with God in center. Competitionless society with God in center. Means, first stage is you don't envy others. Second stage is you become well-wisher of others. Third stage is you strive to make everyone a well-wisher of others. And that's what Prahlada is saying. He was never envious of Hiranyakashipu. He always desired his welfare. So he exhibited the first level of non-envy. He exhibited the second degree of non-envy. He exhibited the third degree of non-envy, because now in this prayer, he says, let all the villains be pacified. Let them become genuine well-wishers of others. Let them meditate on how to benefit others and not how to harm others. That is his prayer. So we should become genuine well-wishers of others, and we should also pray that they also become well-wishers of others. That's our ultimate prayer. And that's what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us. Prahlad Maharaj is praying for shelter, praying for empowerment, praying for peace. Let them be peaceful. This peace is not some kind of impersonalistic peace. This is a real peace that is available in devotion to Krishna. That is the peace formula that Krishna also says, Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhurdam sarva bhutanam gnatva mam shanti mrichyati. Only when you understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and the supreme master and proprietor of all the universes, and only when you understand that Krishna is our genuine well-wisher, you can be peaceful. And Prahlad understood that and is wanting everyone to understand it. These are some prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Narasimha Jayanti Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.